seen the Steelers a lot around here, and no matter the year, they seem to be able to draw their opponent into their type of dirty game, grindy game. Do you get that watching them, and how do they do that?
I believe the Steelers just since I've been growing up have had great leadership from the head coach position, and Coach Mike Tomlin is one of the best of the best. So his team definitely reflects on the type of person that he is. So I know that's why that team is very disciplined, and that's why they play with their whole heart.
Like some coaches won't kick 6 field goals, and they've done it twice this year and win. Just, do you think they're rare in that case?
Well, I think it's whatever is required to win, and whatever that means. Like, is it 6 field goals? Is it 2 block punts? Is it 5 touchdowns? It's whatever is required.
James, you never played them, right? First, is it surprising to you? You've been in the league a long time. You've never played them, and just looking from the outside, what have you always thought about that defense?
I just always, again, it starts with that head coach. I got so much respect for him and the man that he is, and like that defense they're bend but don't break defense, and they're disciplined. They're a sound defense. They don't make mistakes. They're really good. They got 3 premier rushers, 2 on the edge, 1 in the interior. They got a Patrick Queen is playing better than he's played. They got a young corner that's elite. They got a veteran corner that I've seen over the course of my career. He's fast and likes to take chances, and they got a safety that's a ball hawk. So they're stacked on every level. I think the main focus is the Cleveland Browns have become and played Cleveland Browns' best version of football.
Jameis, when you talk about that Steelers rush, obviously TJ's in the middle of all that. Just for you, as you're preparing for this game, how do you prepare for a team that brings the heat the way they do and is not afraid to be aggressive and take the football away?
Well, it's precision passing, getting the ball out on time, elite operation, and just doing our job. Like, it's the simple things. Like, this team is not going to try to fool you. They're going to line up and say, give us your best, we're going to give our best.
Jameis, just in watching TJ Watt on the film, just how good is he, and are you going to have to be aware of him every single play, I'm guessing?
Yeah, he's an amazing player. I was fortunate enough to play against his brother. Anytime you got a dominant edge rusher, you definitely going to have awareness where he is at all times. I think he just needs to continue to do it, keep doing what he's doing, and he'll lead himself to the Hall of Fame.
Jameis, are there any other teams you've never played in 10 years?
I think the Steelers the only team, honestly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you go out and about in the community, you said the other night that you learned here early on that you have to be the Steelers. What does that look like when you're out and about, or where do you kind of hear that, or how do you know that?
Well, I believe, one, regionally, Pittsburgh is right down the road east of us. So it's about 2.5 hours right of us. And I think that breeds the rivalry, I don't think a lot of people talk about Cincy down south. I think there's more in-state. But just growing up, seeing the blood, sweat, and tears that happen in these games. Like, these games are hard-nosed, hard-fought, true definition, cold weather football game. Football weather, football game. Like, this is the premiere. When you're growing up watching NFL films, hearing that amazing voice come on when you see the Steelers, and then he always talk about the Raiders, but the Steelers are in the Browns division. So, this is a big game, and we got to get this for our fans.
Jameis, along those lines, you mentioned the cold weather. You're going to get your first taste sort of this Northeast Ohio weather potentially on Thursday. I don't know how much cold weather you played in your career, but how do you kind of prepare for that and be ready to have this offense be successful?
In cold weather games, you can put enough clothes to be warm, right? And we're blessed. We got heaters on the sidelines. Everything's good. And once the blood gets flowing, you just go out there and play. With the rain and the snow, obviously it's a premium on ball security from all the ball carriers and making sure that we're being very decisive with what we're doing in terms of play calling and execution.
Do the elements make the game more challenging to you or more fun?
A little bit of both, but like that's what like, man, when I was young, I played in this thing called the Mud Bowl, where we played against Center Point, Alabama, where it was pouring down, raining. You know, like our cleats are sinking into the ground before we snap the ball. Like, you know, we running cross buck and we running wing left. Like, we doing all these like old school wing T type stuff. You know, so like this is the stuff that you play for. You know, like when you watch football movies, you hear about the like, you know, falling in mud, having a big grass stain coming up in your face mask. Like this is exciting football, and this is what we do. It's November football, it's football weather, and you playing against one of the top historic franchises with a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame players, and the Cleveland Browns 2-8. We got to show up and show out.
Did you make the trip to the Saints on that Christmas Eve?
I was there.
That had to be the coldest day you've ever.
I was there. The coldest when I was trying to walk the Marble Room, and I thought I saw how far it was from the Hilton Hotel, and I decided to walk. Like that was cold. On game day, again, we had the heaters and stuff, man. Like it really is fun, and like just growing back as a lover of football, like just to be in those conditions, man. And I remember that game. You know, we had some fans that was risking their life out there, you know, for that Christmas game. So it's gonna be fun. But the most important thing is us playing the best version of football that the Cleveland Browns can play.
James, this will be Nick Chubb's first game against the Steelers since suffering that knee injury against them last year. This is your first year with him as a teammate. Is he everything as advertised that you had heard about Nick Chubb?
He's everything and more. Just his poise, just his demeanor, just his, I would say, hard-nosed work ethic. He's the epitome of a running back, you know, a ground and pound running back, and he can do some stuff out of the backfield. He's just a great man, and we got a chance to understand like what helped him become that great man with, you know, his family and all that. So I've been very fortunate to be his teammate.
Just to go back to TJ Watt really quickly, I mean, he's not just getting the quarterbacks this year, he's leading the league in forced fumbles, so I know you're always trying to take care of the football, but how much of an extra emphasis is that with that part of his game right now?
I think anytime you're in the pocket, you got to have a heightened awareness of where he is, and he does it really well. So I like Jack Conklin. I think he's going to do a great job against him. So we're going to be working together to beat, you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Watt is an amazing player, but the Cleveland Browns have to beat the Steelers.
How would you compare this rivalry to other ones that you've been a part of in terms of like?
Well, this is the first time I've been a part of this rivalry. Being from the South, you know, I know about the Saints and Falcons. I know a little bit about the Cowboys and Eagles, the Cowboys and Raiders. Like when you're from the South, like you hear about the Cowboys really, because that's America's team. But being up here, you know, like from the South, I say Alabama and Auburn is the baddest, dirtiest rivalry of all time versus anybody. You know, and y'all gonna be like, oh, what you mean? Ohio State and Michigan. Like, I'm from the South. Like, it doesn't even compare. But I'll probably get some backlash on that. But I get it. You know, but everyone has their own opinion and perspective. I think the most important thing is in these games when emotions are high, when the fans are going to be into it, like this is when you need your fans the most. And this is when we have to show out for the fans because it means a lot to them to win this game. And if it means a lot to them, it means a heck of a lot to me to go out there and get a win for them.
James, a couple weeks ago you said that you thought DeJuan Jones could be one of the best left tackles in the game. Just how tough was it to see him go down? And then if you could touch on just the existing situation now at left tackle and the fact that position's in.
Well, I know one thing about DeJuan. I know he's going to be resilient. He's going to stay on top of his game. You get to see the gradual process of him trending, you know, into being a premier left tackle, you know. But I think this is the epitome of next man up football. Jermaine Ifedi has been in this league a long time. He's a number one pick. You know, he's been patiently preparing for this moment. So I'm definitely excited to be out there with him. I think he came in last week and did a heck of a job. So we're gonna keep leaning on him, keep lifting him up, and we're gonna keep pushing forward.
James, with the weather being what it is, with this being obviously a physical game in the AFC North, does the one game become a little bit more important for you guys as an offense in this one?
I mean, I tell you, like anytime I'm at quarterback, I want to run the football. Like I think, like that's again, I'm a football lover. Like back in the day, like it wasn't nobody passing the ball, it was running. Like that is the easiest, most efficient way of changing the outcome of a football game. I think it poses your will on a defense. I think it's exciting to hear the clicks and the clacks and it just helps you, get some juice, man. Running the football to me is so important, and I'm happy we got the running back we got.
Jameis, receivers talk about you giving them a chance to make a play. So what goes into that? How much trust is needed on your end and even their end to make that connection come about?
Well, I think we have a group of veteran receivers for the most part. Said is our youngest pass catcher, and I think it's just the work that they put in every single week. They know that I won't. We talk about the precision passing game. I want you at this place at this time, and they strain and they work to get there. And they know, hey, versus man-to-man coverage, what does that mean? You got to win. Like regardless of how you get open, let's win, and I'll put the ball on you. So I think when you got a play caller like Ken, who's giving all of them opportunities, you keep them engaged. And once receivers, when receivers get engaged, like it's the best of both worlds. They want the ball, they're blocking for each other, they're out there executing, and it makes football really fun.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jameis.